Let's get Urban up in here. Here are the Urbanite on-ears. Very on-ear. And honestly, that's my only critique. That's the only thing I have to say negative about them. Well, the cable detaches, but it's got one of those locking little piece of shit 2.5s that you're like, why can't I just buy a cable? But okay, whatever. Fine, Sennheiser, you get a pass. It's also, this is exceptionally huge. This, like, block in the middle that is for controlling. There's up and down, and there's a button, and it's for, I think this one's for Apple. Whatever. Right angle. The cable is literally, it's a fettuccine. It is not a spaghetti. This is not a spaghetti flat cable. This is a thick, hearty Italian sort of flat ribbon cable. The build. I remember when these were announced and you saw the build and you're like, shut up. This is actually fucking nice. Like, nice. Like, you hit this metal with your thumb and it's like, that's real metal. Because it's cold, and it's still cold under my thumbs. That means it's not a thin piece of crap. It's actually got some girth to it and some quality. It's got the exposed screws, but they're all nice. When you slide it, see what happens when you slide? Which actually, the actual... It's sort of an odd thing that this slides... Oh, it folds. This slides here. And then there's like a rubber goingy thing there. I guess it would just be a bushing. And then this long-ass wire, this long-ass fat, thick thing here retracts into the cup itself, and that's where the signal passes through. And this doesn't have much padding, and you might get annoyed by that. But then you like, well, it's also got, like, canvas fabric up here. That's all stitched and it feels solid, and they just it's solid. They're solid. They are a hyper solid set of headphones. I'd love to try the over ears if anyone's got a pair of those. When you put them on and listen to them, I'm right to sound quality now. There's not a lot of in-your-face detail, and the reason for that is because they have exceptional soundstage. Like some of the best I've ever heard in a portable set of headphones. Ever. You put it on, you're like, well, I'm listening to this and I don't hear it, and then all of a sudden you hear it like woo, it woos around you and you're like, oh wow. And that's an acceptable trade-off, especially for the price. These are under $100 right now, which blew my mind. I know the over ears were more, but I didn't think these were this cheap for this. I mean, this makes SHP 9500 build look mediocre. If they just didn't use a custom cable, it'd be perfect. Now, as far as comfort on ears, they give you pretty big mushy pads. They feel suede in nature. They're not velour and they're not pleather. I actually feel pretty unique in that department. Another thing I could say about cover is since they sort of slam on there, and since this does have some weight, this is metal, and this is like a thick, heavy plastic in here. And the cups are light, so if you put them on and you move your head like that, you could feel the whole thing sort of undulating on your skull. Which you get used to. It's fine. It's fine. They don't fall off, which is because they have just the right amount of clamp to hold on. They don't have what I expected them to have, because I was reading the Amazon page for them. Is, oh my god, legendary Sennheiser sound featuring massive bass, and they don't have that. These don't have massive bass. Not even a little bit of massive bass. But you know, that's just. Fine. I actually prefer a little bit more neutral headphone for most cases. Then there's headphones that have just that little bit of bass bump, and it's like, oh, those are nice. Those are nice. They fit on with my GoPro and everything. Vocal clarity is Oh, here you go. Some Mina. Easy to power. I mean, I'm like I'd be happy at 11. 11 o'clock is loud on the own. So. Oh, they're so wide. They're so wide. And they're built so well. Yeah, I laughed these off when I saw them. I'm like, oh, they're doing a thing with like the urban, get it? The Urbanite. Because, you know, for the streets. And they got cred because they're Germans. Germans got all the street cred. And I was going to make some untasteful World War II joke about that. But we're not going to. We're just going to talk about how these are... Yes. These are good Sennheisers. These are... You know what? Sennheiser closed. Sennheiser closed. 280s and 380s, I really meh. The Game Zeros, which the review was either before, review definitely came out before this because it's waiting in queue right now, were meh, but those were just 380s. Sennheiser doesn't really do closed, do they? Huh. Now I'm interested in hearing the over-ear version. Because again, on-ear is not my... I don't dig on swine / on-ear because it's just... Because here are the over-ear. And here are the... Can I get the pictures? Boom. View. There we go. Boom. View. Now, where the hell did the picture go? There it is. Zoom in so we're equal. I mean, the headband doesn't change. The overall structure doesn't change. So what the fuck is the purpose of just making the pads and cups less comfortable? As far as I'm concerned, there is no acoustical benefit to this going smaller. Is there? Am I missing something? I know I try to keep myself in the dark about things because it's way more fun to review things if you know nothing about them. But, I mean... Just don't bother with the small... I mean, I don't even know why the cost is less. If everything here is the same, and they make the cups a little bigger... I mean, this is Sennheiser here. They've got manufacturing facilities where they could make anything, any shape they want for any cost. And you know it's going to be... Dude, they're selling them for 700 times more. So just don't even bother making the on-ear version. They don't get that much smaller. Do you need that size to not be that? How much were the big ones? I should have checked that. They're $100 more. Jesus Christ. Ugh, they're over $100 more. But if they sound like this and they're more comfortable, is it worth it? If they're built like this and they sound like this, because these are cheap. These are cheap. And I can't even swap pads on it because there's no point in trying to put friggin' HM5 pads on that. It just ain't gonna go. I don't have any lying around. No, they're all put away. I really... If you can get past the on-ear bit, the build quality, and the exceptionally wide soundstage, the clear vocals, slight reduction of detail, you're not gonna master on these. Yes. I did the Beats Solo 2 review. That also came out before this. In a heartbeat, these over that. In a fucking heart... Like, oh, it's done. Okay. Even in the on... Because those are on ear. These are on ear. I sent those back already, or else I'd pull them out right now. I wish I could just... I want to recommend these for people at a desk. I want to add them to my recommendations for just using my desk. But the on-ear is just a slightly too uncomfortable for me. Probably for most of you who have, you know, ears with nerve endings on the outside, not just on the inside. They sound great. They sound like I want to recommend them. They sound... Oh. but they're on here. Look at the build. Just admire the metal structural. That's the. Is this both plastic? Just slidey. They're so weird built and so good and sound so wide with crisp. Oh, I mean, the bass is adequate. No, don't let me knock the bass and be like, oh, we've got no bass. Oh, they've got enough. They just don't have whatever the hell, adjective they described it with. Insane murder bass. It's enough. It's plenty. It's plenty. I just wish their big brothers weren't $100+ more. Because then those